definitely support that man's movement and development of the Bass app, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Dr. Randy Short, sir, you are in the building, sir. What is on your mind this
Oh,
afternoon? Divestments are down, and and the struggle to regulate a hoe is real right now, brother Dr. Randy Short. What say you, sir?
what say me? Well, what's his song by? What's his name? Wonderful rhythm and blues singer, Wilson Pickett. What's that song? Don't let the green grass fool you.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
now it's don't let the green grass kill you.
Mm.
And we're seeing a lot of we're seeing a lot of young women who just have to be in relationships with unvetted white men. I would never tell you all white men are bad. I wouldn't tell you all black white women are bad. I'm not going to tell you all of anybody is bad. I wouldn't do that to anyone. Okay, I'm not that kind of person. Hold on. Oh yeah. How is everybody? Hey, 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 we back, we back, we back. Don't worry.
Yeah, there you go. You see, they
Okay,
trying
so
to bring
yeah,
it on Brother
that's all
Short
right.
already.
We so you know goodness well that I was saying to you that I would never say all of anybody in any group is bad. I'm not going to tell you that you can't love who you want to, but I can say you need to vet whoever you're going to lay down with, and there seems to be a preference for a type of modern woman that a man doesn't have to have any character or decency, right? All he has to do is be what she perceives she wants, even for the moment. Character is not important. Hmm?
Mm.
And so, since a man's character doesn't matter, you can get a situation where these women will lay down with practically anyone, other races. You know, again, I'm going to say this. In as much as the men have been largely driven from the homes, okay, the men have been driven from the homes, then these women and men, women and men, are getting life's lessons from mothers who really aren't prepared or skilled or able to teach the children discretion or how to make a good decision. And because the father's not there, I know in our culture, um, we blame black men for everything. Everything's black men's fault. Even when it's a black woman with a white man, it's still somehow black men's fault. And so the sisters that like straight Jeffrey Dahmers are going to have a real rough time. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely, brother Dr. Short. But let me do this real quick. I got the roll call, the family that's in the building and in the chat. Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know what type of time it is. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go through the chat. If you're in the community kitchen, sound off. Let me know what it looked like. Let me go to the top real quick. I see my sister, Quiet Scales. is in the building. Gunshot for quiet scared. Y'all know how I do. We gotta sound off for the family. Keep them shots up. That's a fact. Now, who else in here? Let me see who else is in the building. I said, listen, the West Coast. This is a rare one, ladies and gentlemen. We got two West Coast bullies on the panel and in the building. First thing in here. So I'm going to just, let me go through this chat real quick. But I know my brother Twiz is on the panel. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Twiz, the player partner, you understand, Twizzle my nizzle is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Gunshot for Twiz. You understand? Who else is in here? Let's see who else is in the building. Yes, another West Coast bully who will be showing us his phenomenal program, the Bass app, ladies and gentlemen. Got my brother Vader Speck joining us for the first time tonight. Another solid brother on the ground level. Gunshot for Vader. Who else is in here, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me who's in here. I see we got our brother Cut the Check in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Gunshot for Cut the Check. Hey, can we get a special guest appearance from our brother Coke Sharpton tonight? If anybody's seen Coke Sharpton, tell him we looking for him. Get Coke Sharpton in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Who else is in here? We got Devin in the building. Gunshot for Dev. Who else is in here, ladies and gentlemen? Right? And of course, if you didn't understand from the beginning, the hostess with the mostest needs no introduction, but we're going to give him one anyway. The one and only brother, Dr. Randy Short, getting us started the right proper way, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable himself is in the building. So we're going to have a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Brother Dr. Short hit me up earlier this week, and he said, yo, listen. He said, Chef, there's several things we need to touch on, sir. And particularly, one has to be, we got to touch on a young lady who was dismembered. Okay. And you know what? Divestors. Death for the divestors, because y'all looking crazy. See, nobody is there to save y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody is going to be there to save a divestor. Okay? The grass is not always greener on the other side.
Or the grass that is greener kills.
Ladies and gentlemen. And I said, listen, the brother Dr.
He had
Short,
his own house. He had his own car. He also had his own torture chamber. You got to factor it all in. It's not just so simple as to look at a man or anyone and say his material defines him. I'm not knocking a person that is prosperous. Prosperity is a wonderful thing, especially when it's prosperity of the soul. But when you've got people who are wealthy materially, but totally bankrupt spiritually, we're in trouble.
Well, that's just a fact, brother Dr. Short. Listen, there is, first and foremost, y'all, me and brother Dr. Short, we talk quite often. All right, we talk as much as we, and other times we just got shit we got to do. So we'll get around to each other at some point. However, Dr. Short said to me a few months ago, and I'm sure he's been beating his drum for quite some time. Salute, real quick, ladies and gentlemen, salute to my sister, Star. Gunshot for Star. Who else is in here?
Sister Star, absolutely.
Who else is in here? We got brother Nico in the building as well. Gunshot for brother Nico. But ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, Brother Dr. Short told me, listen, Chef, it's not going to be safe for these black women out here, these divestors. They don't understand how detrimental or how much of danger they're in right now because they're
Yes.
choosing to go on the other side, doing this I don't need no man shit, not really understanding that they think that they have to kowtow to a black man, but these folks, these illegals that are coming over here are real patriarchs. They have the
Hmm.
foundations of patriarch. They will bust you inside your head, ladies. And now what we're seeing, shout out to Alec Baldwin. Shout out to Alec Baldwin. He got no problem slapping a divester and getting her up out the way when she rolling up on him. See that sister girl shit?
Thank you,
Y'all
Gene. Hmm.
y'all really not gonna be able to keep doing that anymore, ladies. Y'all really gonna have to get with the program. The
Well, no,
only
they have to get
person.
with the human program. I don't know of a place in the world where there isn't a difference between men and women. And I'm not talking about restricting rights of women, but women needing to be circumspect that they, in fact, are women.
Right.
Okay? That young woman should have been chaperoned.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
What is a woman that's not even of majority doing meeting a man almost twice her age and then going home with him after the, you know, I'm thinking, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying folks aren't sexually loose and perverse, but, you know, Milwaukee is the home of Jeffrey Dahmer. Jeffrey
Come on.
Dahmer was a white American cannibal, homosexual, violent homosexual who targeted black and Asian men and Latino men, but primarily blacks, over the course of his entire life. And after
Wait.
violently
See
raping
what the
them,
short there?
he ate them
Come on. Come on.
with the collusion of the local law enforcement that had reason to suspect he did, but they didn't care because his victims were black and sometimes brown. Therefore, white privilege allowed him to eat some 18 people. She's in the same city. Jeffrey Dahmer's case occurred before this young woman was born. There's, to me, and I have to say this, I am going to go here.
Go where you gotta go. Fuck it. Fuck it.
There are things that fathers teach children that mothers don't.
Come
If
on.
you kick a father out of the family, militant, God hating, masculine, anti family, abortion crazed women, then your children get only half of the complement of parental information. They only hear the female side, they don't hear any male wisdom. And we have generations of stupid, that's right, dumb, dumb, stupid boys and girls
Come on.
who only have a woman's perspective of everything.
Right.
And it is the same way that men and women see things differently. Let me say this to you. They don't provide depends in men's restrooms, even though there are many men incontinent of feces and urine. Men don't expect for their incontinence to be taken care of anybody but themselves. At the same time, women who are incontinent of menstrual fluid, when they go into a restroom, they expect that someone's going to have Kotex there for them,
Mm.
even though they didn't pay for it because they're women. You women go through life spoiled, given stuff that you don't even think about You don't deserve that someone gave just because you live in a society that thinks about women, which they should. I'm glad there's Kotex in the women's restroom. However, I want to say this to you. There are whole countries in the world where there are not feminine products in the women's restrooms in other countries. However, in America, there are a lot of things women expect. Women think that you can strike a man, you can curse a man,
Come
you
on.
can put your hands on a man and not touch him. You can marry a man to take his money and prevail in court. You can write out, I'm going to take all this money. It being legal evidence, and you still get to take half of his money. You married him to steal from him, and that's upheld by the courts. A woman can be caught in bed with another man, and the husband better not put his hands on her. Let that happen in another country, the man could kill both people and not spend 1 minute in jail. American women are pampered and thinks that a lot of other women in other places are a lot smarter about how to do stuff. Am I saying that women aren't unfaithful overseas? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that women overseas have a sense, if I cheat on my husband, he could kill both of us. In
Mm.
America, that attitude is he wouldn't dare, right? When and if a woman is raising a daughter and she has the daredevil mentality, then that mother gives that daughter, well, try him out, see whether you like him or not. Huh?
Right.
A father might say, it could go wrong. You want to make certain that that man really likes you. You want to take extra money. Don't go to his house. If you meet him somewhere, go to a hotel or something. At least there'd be some personnel on staff if you're screaming. Um, Men look at things very differently. If I'm a man and I go in the store, if there's something I don't like, I simply either stop shopping there or pass up on the item. You women can go in and argue with the staff in the store and complain about stuff. If it's a button missing, they may even give you a discount.
Right.
That may not happen for me as a man. In fact, they may call security on me for being a threat or a nuisance. I have to think about what I do. There are generations of women who are raised by other women who don't recognize that no matter what liar, lesbian, feminists tell you, men protect and shield women from a lot of difficulties in life. That's the role of men. Remove men and you remove all kinds of protections, in particular, metaphysical, spiritual, and intellectual wisdom that men have, or should I say, father wit. We don't use that term, we only say mother wit. Well, there are a lot of mothers that are dumb as hell. There's some wise mothers, but
Come on.
mama doesn't know everything, nor does dad. Together, they have a good chance of bringing a child to maturity if it's balanced. It's a balanced relationship between a man and a woman. But if you have the absence of a father, they already know if there's no father there, the children are more likely to commit suicide, to fail in school, to be on drugs, to commit a crime, and so forth. Just taking the father away from life of a family is devastating to the children.
Mm.
The only people in the universe that don't know that are Black American women. They're the only women in the world that think men have no value, except for men in other groups. And immediately, once they get with a man in a group outside of their group, they're willing to conform and be feminine and share resources and that. But with the men in their own group, they don't. As a consequence of this, numbers of Black women will disappear, will end up in human trafficking, which is sexual slavery. They will be ritually murdered, killed, their organs taken, so forth. This is unavoidable, and this I lay the blame at the feet of pork chop feminists. These are traitor, family hating, baby hating, white supremacist, Luciferian black women that hate God, that hate manhood, that hate true womanhood, that hate wiffery. They hate children. And they pass this on to the next generation, and you get a lot of casualties. I'm going to talk about a family member of mine. I'm not going to call the name. I really liked this family member. They were a charming woman. But this charming, charming woman was a criminal from an early age and was in and out of juvenile hall as a child. She hated her parents for trying to discipline her and bring her up right, in particular, her father. She married a guy who loved her, but he was a simp. He was weak. He loved her so much. He always wanted his wife to be happy. When they had children, when he would try to correct his children, she said, if you're going to be married to me, you can't discipline the children. I
Yeah.
hated being disciplined, and you're not going to whoop or spank our children. You're going to just love them, and they're going to come out okay. Needless to say, this family member died early. And I want to say to you that that family that had the mother that was wild, who raised children that were wild, when I was at the funeral of a family member of hers, one of the ministers in the family, who's a very cool, upstanding person, chose a passage of scripture that made reference to the wild grapes. Wild grapes are not good for anything, in case you don't know. That family has a lot of addicts, suicide, premature death, mental illness. Perhaps the most embarrassing thing that happened to me the entire time I was in the university was to go into an Asian owned convenience store, a gas mart, right? And do you know, this lady begins pulling on me from behind, giggling. I don't know what's going on, you know, and she smells of feces, or for you that don't like know Latin, she reeked of her own shit. And she's smiling, touching on me, giggling, and I'm with classmates from school. By the way, they're all Africans. And I don't know what's going on, so I don't say anything. And one person says, Randy. Randy says, yeah. Do you know who we are? And it says, I'm sorry, brother. No, I'm so and so. I'm baby brother. And my cousin, who was younger than me by a few years, looked like he was old enough to be my father. That's what drugs will do to you. And the woman tugging on me was his sister, who had had a nervous breakdown because she couldn't. She really was. She got through school, nursing and all, was working at a mental hospital of all places, coming from her family. Her brothers and sisters looked down on her because she was serious about school and she didn't have a baby out of wedlock. And they would just waste the money and frustrate her and give her hell and drama because they didn't want her to be anything. And at work, she was mistreated by the whites and the black people and so forth. And she had a nervous breakdown and she never recovered. She died last year, I found out. Uh, but the last time I saw her, and I can remember smelling feces. And that's going to be my last memory of her, is smelling her poop. And there's one, every time you hear from that family, it's a shooting, it's an overdose, it's a funeral, it's an arrest. it's never anything that you can feel good about. And I don't say that's not my family. I don't say that's not my blood. But my God, and I'm not putting myself up on a mountain. I was talking to a member of that family today who has nothing to do mostly with their own family. One of the last times she said they were around them, they wanted her to smoke, I guess, crack mixed with phencyclidine. And you get where I'm coming from. I stay away from them because they would probably want to see and get video of me being high to get you high and mess you up. They don't want anybody to be about anything. And their accusation is you look down on them. In reality, they're jealous and they're immoral. And they were raised that way. And their mom, by the way, I think she died from the complications of diabetes. I think I saw her being wheeled across the street nearby, and I could see that her legs had been cut off because even with diabetes, she's going to eat what she felt like eating, be rebellious. When I see one of the oldest sons, they're in their 60s, they're still using dope all these years. And if I were a wealthy person, a lot of people say he turned his back on his own. No, I've turned on no one. What do you do when people are determined to live any old kind of way? And in that same family, the girls pick the worst guys to be with. One sister was stabbed about 80 times by a boyfriend who butchered her, and the other two were shot to death, all before the age of 18. Uh, and then a house fire, someone playing with match whatever, burnt up 3 members of the family. And it's just my whole life, of the arc of my life, is just one death, disaster, overdose, shooting. It's depressing. Uh, people call me, I was late coming in the show. Um, I've been asked to consult for a person running for a judgeship in Ohio. Get people asking me to do important things, and yet, for my own blood family, all I could do is watch people die. They won't. They will not come and ask. They want you to come to the funeral, give a card, buy flowers, but they don't want you to say to them, change, try. And I want to say to female-headed families, there are no strong men. And my friend that's pulled away, my cousin that's pulled away, is married with the strong husband. Men matter. Male lives matter. Patriarchy matters. And when you take the strength that men bring, I'm talking about good men. We're not talking about the drunkards. I'm not talking about the man that's beating on women. Yet, look, y'all, I'm going to say this. I'm going to keep saying it. I can't keep company with men that beat up on. I don't. I have hatred for men that mistreat women. I shouldn't hate anybody. I can't handle it. I don't like men that hurt women. I just can't deal with it. My own father one time was sharp with my mother. The one time I told my father I would kick his ass if he did that to mom again. I never, only one time, said anything like that. My father's bigger than me, but one time it was just, no, we're gonna have a war in here. I haven't fought to defend myself, but you can't do that. You and me, we gonna fight in here because that was unnecessary. I love my father, respected my father, but I need women to be treated like human beings. My mother's a good woman. Sometimes everybody need to get checked. And pardon me, I would never. I love my. I've never, ever, ever. Only one time. It only happened once. But just had to say you can't do that. And I. It wasn't that I because that's my mom. It's his wife is my mom too. I hate abuse of women, and I also hate abuse of fathers, sons, babies. I hate matriarchy that's not accountable. It's out of order. There's a toxic matriarchy in our community. It's killing us. And unfortunately, because black women are very, very prodigal into the bullshit that they're into, we're going to see many, 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 lots of these missing black women they've already been killed. They're in the sex work. They're in a landfill somewhere. The wages of their rebellion against the black male patriarchy is black female premature death.
Brother Doctor Short. It's a hell of a fucking admission, man, with the family thing. I'm glad you shared that. I appreciate you sharing that with us, man. That it reminds me of some of my relatives, man, and that's why I was like, I started seeing at least one or two of them. Now, I'm not saying no names, but yeah, man, I understand that sentiment very well, brother Doctor Short. We again, women are supposed to be the progenitors and the protectors of our culture. They are the ones who teach the offspring,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now, when there is no order from the teacher,
Hmm.
you get a society of chaos,
Yes, you
right?
do.
And ultimately, when we start looking at, you know, just the numbers are the numbers, y'all. Single moms, right, raising a whole bunch of kids, and the
Bastards.
least.
We got to talk about that. The real problem is bastards. We got to see. We stopped calling kids bastards to protect the feelings of whores.
Come on, come on, come
You
on,
need
come
to
with
be
me. There you go.
married and committed and a wife to a man.
You gotta be hard on the hoe, Short. Go
The,
at
the,
these
the
hoes.
problem is in the black community, the hoes are treated like, a celebrity action figure. Like a hoe is like a black first. Ooh, the first person with AIDS. We celebrate the degeneracy of our sexually out of control women. And by the way, a man can't get with a woman outside of rape unless the woman consents to do it.
Come on, come on, come on.
We, with the birth control pill and all these hoes run out here screaming for abortion, what they're really saying is we want a way out of being accountable for cocking our legs open for no count guys. And so
Hold up, Short.
we can kill the baby,
I
and
got to
that
get this
way
shot
we
black.
don't have we don't have these bastards to indict us.
Come on.
And we stop saying bastard to make women feel good about the horrible choices they're making. And a lot of brothers don't like the word bastard is because they've won.
Mm,
We've
mm,
become a bastard people because of this conduct. And I know a lot of men that would get married. I know a lot of women that want to get married. And what women want, let's just talk about what a lot of sisters want. They want the affirmation of being with their friends in the matching dresses, like there's some girl group from the 50s or 60s, and they like the cake and the DJ and the food and the dance, but they're not thinking about changing diapers or
mm.
cleaning the shit stain out of their man's drawers. At least you got a man. Drag queens clean the stains out of their men's drawers. and they're not
Oh.
even natural. They're not even
Oh.
natural. If a sodomite will clean they man's drawers, why are you too good to do it?
Mm.
Why are you too good to change diapers for your babies, but for centuries we changed the diapers of the people that lynched and enslaved us?
No.
When I mean there
Hey,
is
hey, bro.
what please tell, how in the hell is this not being discussed, that there's a betrayal of the
Come on.
family, of black men, of the race, of those unborn and those that are children. And this has happened on the watch of the modern woman. By the way, let's just giving honor to my Lord and Savior, but in particular to his
Right.
apostle to the black family, Kevin Samuels.
There
God
you go.
bless Kevin Samuels. I don't care if I lose all my followers. I'm going to keep saying Kevin Samuels. Y'all just have to kill me too. Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels. I said it. You don't like
Hold on.
me?
With that, you gotta take five, brother Short. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to take
I'll say
five
Kevin Samuels all I want.
for the honorable, for the
Yeah, we
honorable.
have to
He's
say
on the
we had, yeah,
screen.
Kevin Samuels.
Do you got the base? Do you have any libations, brother Doctor Short? Do you
No,
have any
my
libations?
libations is in spirit, man. But just
Okay.
he's
Okay.
he's just, he is the rock and the weary land of pork chop feminism.
All right. So if we go take five with that one.
Mm.
All right. Saluting the honorable one, Kevin.
Kevin, Kevin, like the
Yes, sir.
threefold odd man. Kevin. Kevin didn't have a wife. Someone made a response. Kevin Samuels didn't have a wife because his wife was following a very suspect preacher, Take Dick's Jakes. Woman, thou art loose, the most awful Luciferian, family destroying garbage ever uttered. And it would be by a person who's reputed to be a power bottom. All these black women go to these churches with these effeminate, degenerate, tithe grifting preachers who tell the women that their men are no good, and they want to screw them, their children, and their husbands. And you know what? They don't even produce live music in a lot of churches anymore. The stuff is canned. It's like going to a soul food restaurant and they got canned greens and stuff. I mean, what? What? Canned yams. I'm not going out for can. You go to church and they're even playing white people's gospel music. Not even black. I mean, it's so despicable. So Kevin Samuels had a wife. She dogged him. Okay, so Kevin Samuels won't be the first black man driven from the home. Where the woman would, I have friends where the wives are just one day saying, I don't want to be married. I don't want to be married. Hey, quiet scales. I don't want to be married. And they get a divorce and they've been told 60's the new 30. Bullshit. 60, 60 is the new 70. 60 is the new 70. Believe me when I tell you that. And trust me, the thing is, I like bread. But I tell you something, the bread with a lot of preservatives in it isn't good for you. Just like the women that have artificial hair, artificial behinds, collagen in the lips, and all that, and silicone in the boobs. Artificial isn't good. You want stuff when it's fresh. So, and if you get bread without the preservatives that's really good, you know what they do? Once it's been there for a day, they put it on the rack to try to get it out of there because no one's going to buy it. Or you have to give it to the birds. It goes to a landfill. Uh, Black ladies in particular have to be told that they need to be very strategic with who they're involved with. And they need to be thinking about this about the age of, I'd say, 16, 17, 18. Not that they get married at that age, but they're thinking about family. And they should be by 24, 25, engaged or married, period. In fact, that might be late. And after that, I'm sorry. I mean, you depreciate. A woman after 25 is like an automobile that rolls off the car lot. It depreciates the minute you pass 25. And there's nothing you can do about it. I don't care what you say. I'm not saying older women aren't beautiful, but it changes.
Well, let me say this, gentlemen. First and foremost, I gotta salute a few people. My sister DW just checked in. If y'all didn't know, y'all didn't hear. The sister DW is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Salute to my sister
And
DW. Gunshot for DW. Now, who
and
else I
and there's a
called?
person on my feed here who's named Mister. What you should do is come over the StreamYard. You can interact. I can't respond on this particular thing. It doesn't allow me to interact with people.
Got my brother.
Someone's asked me
Salute.
about the rules for men that are unmarried. I can only speak for what I believe is a Christian, and that's a crime in America, black these days, to say you're a Christian. But for me, if you're not married, you shouldn't sleep with anyone. People may not practice that. That's what the good book teaches. That's what I try very hard to live, and I think I'm succeeding beyond my own expectations, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I'm glad I don't have anything. People should be with their life partner. However, the woman that's asking me, I want to say to you, I don't meet a lot of ladies that want to be wives. I meet women that want to be pampered and taken care of. I know women that want to have money spent on them. They want to get their hair done and nails. They want to be the center of everything. I don't see folks that want to truly share their lives with a man. They want to actually be men with women's status, uh, or here's the scam that the ladies have: self-discovery. They're still finding themselves at 40. So a man's supposed to tie a slip knot on his penis at 18 and wait for you to get 50 to figure out who you are. You know who told y'all that? Racist white feminists who get married, who talk all that stuff, and when they get around white men, they put on bras, they get bulimia and starve themselves to death so they're not overweight as to appeal to white males who want very slim women, almost built like little boys. The only women that think the way to a man committing to them that they don't commit to is to do nothing that he wants. Don't manage my weight. I get to spend your money and mine. You raise another person's kids that I don't respect you as a father for, and they don't respect you, but I don't want to have your kid. Almost everything that the man could want, he doesn't get. These women think male enslavement with a smile is a relationship. Or, or the kind of man they will submit to is a man that's a monster. A man that will beat her, a man that will hurt her, a man that would give her an STD. Now, she loves him. But the guy that wants to just dote on her and care about her, he's weak. Fag. The same woman that won't talk to a black guy that's bookish or nerdish will get with a white or an Asian or a Latino and and subsidize him if he makes less money than her and not complain and talk about the wonderful catch they had. We have an incredible hypocrisy. The biggest relational hypocrites in the country are non-traditional modern black women. And proof of that is their failure to form family units. And they lead in abortion, they lead in child abuse, they lead in dissolving families. Black American men had the highest number of single fathers in the country. And that's with the court system that systematically is harder on black men than any other group of men, meaning that when a system completely rigged against black men, still about 1 in 5 black kids are raised by black fathers when the black mom is left. It used to be black women were the least likely demographic of women to abandon children until recent times. But as feminism has taken over, as the Oprah Winfrey and Gayle Kings and the Sexy Reds and Megan the Stallion and the Beyonce black women now lead the pack in abandoning children. And black women who are professionals, who are judges, lawyers, politicians, who have unprecedented numbers across the board in places that like never before, do damn little next to nothing to address the issues of women and children. They're just absolutely inferior compared to their white feminist counterparts. White women have an agenda. Uh, Black women have an attitude. I have a gripe. Can you imagine if a sister got a speech? I have a gripe. I have a gripe today. Instead of I have a dream. Have a gripe. Have a chip on their shoulder. No, they have a chip. They got the Sequoia National Forest on their shoulder. And feel that I have a right, if a man, let's say brothers, you know goodness well, if we were to have a room full of men talk about relationships, and a man came in and said, every woman is screwed up, all women are no good, women are bad, women ain't this, the first thing dudes will start saying, dude, fag, right? All the men in the room would automatically turn to that man if he did a blanket dismissal of black women across the board. I can assure you, unless that room is full of people who have enough E. coli in their mouth to be a rectum, the straight black men, if they heard too much criticism of black women without any balance, would dismiss that man as a sodomite, and he wouldn't be credible. Contrast that, let a room be, at least with just a few studs with a t-shirt, I hate men, pussy rocks. They would allow them to trash black men as a collective and not say shit about it because there's a collective conspiracy against patriarchy in our community, even by the women that call themselves straight.
Well, I tell you what, brother Dr. Short. Let me switch it up. My brother Vader, are you there, sir? Are you there? Brother Vader, are you in the building, sir?
Right here.
I think it is necessary. We're gonna take a switch up real quick now, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, this brother right here has created an app called the Bass app. Now, I think it is necessary for you. I'm gonna leave that for you to break it down, brother Vader. Exactly what this program does. Let me go to I'm going to go to your profile, okay? And I believe you have a clip on there of the Bass app, but could you tell us some of the inspiration and who you are when it comes to the Bass app?
Yeah, well, first of all, you know who I am, right? Like, there's three of us right here in this room. We stomped together at these reparations pull-ups a year and a half ago, and out of that activism, I was activated, and I met a band of brothers, if you will, on this reparations mission for our people, and just being in and around the Twitter spaces of these wonderful people that I met, out came a lot of ideas about the direction for our people. So you'll recall way back when there was that Power 106 pull-up where we were boycotting Power 106 because they have, the company that owns that station owns 3 stations in LA. Two of them are legacy stations. The old KDAY from back in the day, if you heard of KDAY, but it's now owned by a Latin corporation, and they hire all these Latin DJs and Latin program directors and Latin, everything, and they run this hip hop station that has nothing to do with our people, right? Other than using our music to reach us and get our money from their advertising dollars, right? But then they don't even hire us to be a part of their be a part of their workforce, right? So we're being gentrified out of our own out of our own collective, out of the things that we create, right? So we have these spaces, and if you remember Sister Evan Nicole, she had a great idea of doing like the 30-day boycott, where we could just, as a people and as a collective, avoid these companies that harm us, hurt us, that sell us things, but don't, have anything to do with us, right? And so this app that I created is called Bass, which is, I heard you say bass, but I actually spelled it like the upright bass, right? And it stands for Black American Service and Supply. And what
Say that one more time for me, sir. The acronym?
It's Black American Service and Supply, right?
Okay.
So the Bass app is here to let us know, who we can boycott, play economic defense, kind of following the principles of our elder, Dr. Claude Anderson, right?
Salute.
So we play economic defense, as you can see right there, that's the home screen. Play economic defense and see who do we boycott and why, right? So I'm gonna bring up the app right here on my phone because the video goes by a little quick. But let me bring it up.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm holding up to the camera here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So on this home screen, right, is it's basically a list of things that you can boycott, right? So you have your 30-day boycott in the top window. Oops, excuse me. Sorry about that. You have a 30-day boycott in the top part of the screen.
Wow.
You got your permanent boycotts in the bottom of the screen, right? And so as a collective, we can at least know, so like you guys heard that story of the wigs and the wig glue coming out of that Korean company, right? That's selling all this stuff to our women, but they don't have any respect for the sister that works there, right? Tyson Foods just hired 1,100 to 1,300, citizens, and they're about to hire, 20 to 50,000 illegals to replace them, right? So you can hit any one of these globes that are right there, and it'll take you to the story of sorry, my camera, but it'll take you to the stories of why we should boycott them. And then we have like a trending alerts window at the top of the screen, right? That you can go to any one of these and it'll take you into our trending stories that we can follow. So no longer do we have to deal with shadow bans and no access to the real information, right? Mm-hmm. So like when you think about what happened to us in COVID, right? You weren't even allowed to talk about logic, right? You weren't even allowed to talk about the fact that they released this vax in less than a year, which means what? They didn't test any effects on birth defects. They didn't check any if anything's wrong with your reproductive system, right? So they released this shit, and if you tried to put a video out on YouTube, if you tried to say some shit on Twitter, they banned you, right? So now we have access to our own news feeds. Now that's economic defense, right? Staying away from the things that are harming our community. The Base app also has a map feature. And what that map feature does is so that it lets you know in your own area. I'm sorry, but I see an overexposure on my thing, so I don't know if you can see it. No,
it's kind of good, but basically, you're saying that map tells you the collective boycott initiative that's taking place in that space, right?
No. So the map is about economic offense. This is about reaching out to your local Black businesses. So you'll see on the map that there are businesses, Black-owned businesses that are near you that you can do business with, and you can vertically integrate, right? So you can it'll take you to their web pages, or you can dial them up, right? You can dial them up, right? You can it'll even send the nav directions to your car if you want, right? So that's just these are just two pieces of the pie here, and so it's for us to get us again. I can't shout him out enough, Dr. Claude Anderson's principles. It's about bouncing dollars off of Black hands as many times as we can before it leaves the community. It's about vertical integration, right?
That makes perfect sense.
Go ahead.
I want to just say I commend you, because I've asked out loud. I'm not a tech person, but I said, where are the angry people with the technical skills that can do their part in this struggle? And I'm meeting you, so I want to congratulate you.
You're looking at it.
I know. I said I want to congratulate you. I said I get it, and I want to go one step further. We have a new person in our network that is a dissident member of Black Lives Matter, who is a rebel. There's a lot that we can do, and that's a discussion that can take place offline. But I love this. There's so much more. I was talking to several attorneys in Ohio, which is why I was late coming in, and you said there's two things, and there's much to expand. So I just want to say, I appreciate you. I thank you. Keep doing it, and more can happen, should be done, and that's how it should be. So, and Chef, I got Bible study, but I want to at least give some time to this so we can work it and get back into the groove of this. But yes, sir, I appreciate you tremendously. I'd love to know more, and I'd love to help publicize what you're doing, and hope you get paid tremendously.
Yeah. Just if I could just ask the community, I'm working on this on my own. I'm a ex-Salesforce engineer. I was laid off last year. I'm living off of my severance right now, and so anything you guys can do to support, I'll be throwing a GoFundMe soon, but I do need your immediate support. Please, if you could just send me Starbucks money, once a month.
Yeah, you need to send us that, and we'll share.
Yes. Let them know what your Cash App is right now.
Yes, Vader Base. So the app is called Base. So send it to Vader Base. VADERBASS, Black American Service and Supply. So Vader Base on Cash App, please. Thank you.
Right there, Brother Vader. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, definitely support this man's program. Again, you hear about a lot of the techies going to work for big industries and not coming and getting involved with what we're doing on grassroots levels. But you got a tech guy right here taking the initiative upon himself to go ahead and get some shit going. At the bare minimum, keep the lights on for the young man. Hit him with a
and I'd like to communicate. I'm certain there are people who can spread the word. It's highly doable. So keep it going. Don't give up. And everybody, I put it up, and I'm going to sit so you can see. The gentleman has created an app to show you how to support purchasing in your own community, as well as how to avoid giving your money to people that hate your guts.
That's a fact.
And so his Cash App is Vader Base, VADER BASS. And I want him to meet a friend of mine who is, his name is, he's a fellow tech person. You would find colleagues because it's the support is out here. The support is out here. So I don't know, Chef C, if you share contact information. Some people are Rolodex hoes, and some people are Rolodex
That's a
hogs.
fact. It's a
A
fact, brother.
Rolodex hole doesn't mind who gets their info. Like, I don't mind introducing people, as Chef knows. I know other people that are Rolodex hogs, they won't let you know anyone that they know. So
Right.
if I can communicate with you, if I can introduce, in fact, I can do a bigger show. This show, we probably have a few hundred, but I'm thinking we could have a few thousand people because I've been talking about the need to boycott and all, and people, you'll find a lot of the people, even so-called activists, they want to be with the stars and they want to be popular and they want to work with the corporate. And you
Right.
don't see boycotts. They won't do it because they want a brand or they want their tennis shoes sponsored. So they will not do certain things. But that's not where my head is. And I'm dealing with some people that can move. So I would just encourage you to just not to give up, to keep pushing, And I'm going to shut up because other panelists need to speak, and I'm going to have to
Absolutely.
dip out. So I'm going to
I
be.
wanted to give this brother his time. It is necessary. And I also want to salute Black Logic Boy. I hope I'm saying this right for the Cash App. Salute. We appreciate you on this side of the game for that Cash App. Now, ladies and gentlemen, hit this brother. This brother right here is the one I want y'all to support if you're out there. We don't know nationally. Look at the. I want y'all to really understand what he's created here. This is a national, essentially a national database created to show you what Black American, specific Black American businesses to support and what businesses to not. Right? Because we go around the country, sometimes we get fresh off the plane, and the spot will say Black owned, but it ain't Black American owned, right? And they don't fuck with you. You get bad service and everything. You go up in there.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Now, what he's created here is a digital delineation tool. You don't get no better than this, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't seen digital delineation at this level. Okay. But this is where we are going. This is where, I salute this brother. He can't. Brother Beta, how long has this process been kind of compiling and putting this thing together? How long is it? How long does it take?
To be honest, no, it's not taking long at all. I only got started a few weeks ago, and the biggest challenge that I've overcoming is the technology hurdle in the fact that I'm a cloud infrastructure engineer. I do back end stuff. I do AWS. I do Google Cloud. I do security. I do encryption. I do VPN. I do networking.
Yes.
But creating a user interface is a challenge unto itself because you got to create it for one phone and another browser and another browser. I literally looked at the app on my phone and it looks different on my wife's phone. So it's like I got to make all kinds of refinements. And so user interface is its own beast. And I'm learning user interface because I've avoided it because of the nature of it for this long. So I'm actually reaching out to Brother Cadillac that he's going to be helping me because he has some user interface experience. And I am reaching out to the community for assistance. But right now I'm doing this on my own with my own infrastructure, my own code base. And I'm just trying to get it done because like I said, I was in these rooms, in these Twitter spaces over a year ago with these ideas coming out. And when I left Twitter, for personal reasons, and came back, I'm noticing that the same needs, the same wants for our people are out there unanswered. So I'm taking it upon myself to bring this to fruition. Again, I want to stress that this is about the vertical integration and the bouncing of black dollars off of black hands, right? And so, I need your help, people. Please support it, and your donation just doesn't go wild into the air.
Come on.
I'm going to be reaching back out to all my donations, and you guys are going to get to register your businesses in perpetuity, lifetime membership. When this becomes full scale, you'll never have to pay a registration fee or anything like that to list your business. And so your donations right here up front are not going into dead airspace. And then, of course, at some point when this app takes off and I want it to run its own and to create its own infrastructure as far as the costs and stuff, those costs will be subsidized by people paying their listing fees, which would be probably like something like $10 a year or something like that. But that'll be going into to maintaining the cost, but getting this going. If you guys help me get this going, your coffee money, you guys will be able to list on this app for free. And it's gonna operate just like Yelp, but it's gonna be Yelp for us. We get to say who treats us right. We get to say who treated us good. We get to say what products are dangerous for our children. We get to say, what companies are supporting efforts that are destructive to our communities, right? This is for us, by us, right?
Come on. Hey, brother, hey, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta tell you, this warms my heart. See, we try to give you a little bit of everything here, but ultimately the goal is to provide value. What this young man has taken his own time, his finances, his creativity to do is come to you guys with something that is of value.
You call me a young man. Don't lie to the people. Don't lie to them.
Well, listen, we gotta keep this 100 though. Why hasn't anybody else developed this? Right? It took a Vader. It took Vader to come up with this, and nobody else did. See, this is why that's why I gotta salute this. I got to salute it, and y'all gotta support this man. Lip service is not real service. Vader, $ Vader, Bass, hit this young man's Cash App. Ladies and gentlemen, the first, be clear, the first digital worldwide delineation tool created by a Black American, brought to you by a Black American. You show me where it exists anywhere.
Hey, Chef, I will hook him up with someone that can get something done for him in Chicago.
This is phenomenal.
I'm dead ass serious. So, I mean, it's real simple. I'll do what I can do.
Yes, sir. That's right. And I gotta tell you, I want to hear from the fellas on the panel. I hope the brother Wolf can tap in. Brother Lone Wolf is our ordained 27-year retired police veteran and now firearms instructor and trainer. I would love to hear his thoughts on this app. Given his background, right? His police background. That could be an additional tool added to this, Brother Vader. If you smell what I'm cooking over here, Brother Wolf. If you're in the chat, Brother Wolf, tap in, sir. Tap in. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go to the chat. Though I gotta hear from Brother Twiz. Brother Twiz, I'm sure you are probably already aware of this app, sir. What impact do you see an app like this having overall for our people, sir? What do you think the differences it can make, the impact, the positive impact it can make?
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's happening, Chef C? What's happening, my brother Vader? What's happening, Wolf? First and foremost, shout out to Dr. Short. Dr. Short, I see you in DC.
Yes,
Salute,
sir.
salute.
Salute.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be live. Oh,
Yes,
yeah, real
indeed.
quick.
I'll be there.
1 second, brother Twiz. Again, ladies and gentlemen, June the 15th, our honorable host, brother Dr. Short, will be at the rally of reparations. He will be in there talking his talk. So definitely y'all go out there and check our brother live. He will be out there, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and check him out. And we also have a few other things I want y'all to be on the lookout for. We have our Patriarchy Men's Appreciation Day. We are looking to have the following day. Be on the lookout for those posts and information coming out. That will be very constructive, very productive, and of value. Again, more value coming to you from this side. So I definitely wanted to bring that to y'all. If y'all haven't, I believe the event, brother Dr. Short, is going to be free, right?
Does it have to be?
No, not Pat talk. I'm talking about the rally for reparations.
Yeah, it's going to be free, although we're not free. The rally's free. We're still enslaved.
Right. So I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Again, the brother Dr. Short will be live there. Brother Twiz, if y'all haven't met our brother Twiz, he's going to be in the building as well. So definitely go ahead and link up with Twiz in the flesh.
And,
hey, Twiz, are you driving from the west or you catching a flight, my brother?
Unfortunately, I'm not like you, man. You know, I can't drive
come on.
all the way that long, man. You understand me? So I'm going to have to hop, skip, and jump my way there. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I want to touch bases, and I want to congratulate Vader on his app that he's got going on. Congratulations to Shot Vader. I mean, to Vader and everybody. Please contribute to this what's going on, because this thing is going to be huge. You know, it's not about one person. It's all about all of us. You know what I mean? And I remember when we always talked about this, like putting something together similar to the Green Book. So therefore, when our people can travel, our people have a safe place to network, party, eat, do social entertainment, you know, and just have a good living atmosphere when they travel. And that was one of the reasons why I would like to that's why I'm going to participate in that, because this app is going to be bigger than what we're saying. You know, when he first announced it, a lot of people have questions, and one thing for sure, we're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. The first thing is we have to get it off the ground, and once we get it off the ground, then that's when we can take off and fly like a rocket. You know, congratulations to Chef Vader I keep saying Chef Vader. Congratulations to my brother Vader.
Let him cook. Shit.
Yeah, congratulations to my brother Vader for the simple fact, you know what I'm saying? He's putting actions to words. As he said, he took a hiatus. And when he came back, he's still seeing like ain't nothing changed. Everything is still the same. So as the man that he is, he's putting actions to work, and that's what men do. Like Brother Darren always said, when he see a problem, he don't cry about it, he fix it. You know what I mean? And shout out to him. And so, yeah, this whole purpose of this app is for us to have something other than this Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of that, for the simple fact we can't network, we can't share. Not only that, we can't even do any business without getting shadow banned, blocked, or getting our pages cut off, you know? Each time we talk about something progressive, either we get kicked out of a space or something happened, or our pages get shut down. So once we get this up, we don't have to worry about that anything. We don't have to worry about nothing like that no more. You know, I love this, and I'm going to be a major investor in this for the simple fact this is something that we need, something that nobody can take from us, because this is going to be 100% Black cultural, you know? We're going to be sharing good eats. We're going to be sharing good shopping. We're going to be sharing good social environments, you know? And not only that, when we go there, we're going to let you know these people were rude. These people were unhospitable. You know, Chef, me and you, we're in the culinary business. You know, main thing, the number one rule about this business is the customer is always right, and hospitality is king. When a person goes sit down and eat, they want to feel warm, they want to feel comfortable, and they want to feel at home. So that's what we finna offer people. And therefore, when we check places out, and that's everybody, if you go someplace and check someplace out and you don't feel that there, you put that down to the app. You shoot it to the app and let them know, like, the hospitality was zero. Because that's the main thing. Whenever you spend your money somewhere, you are a paying customer. So they're supposed to kiss your ass.
That's
they're
right.
supposed to kiss your ass when you go some places like you was Queen Elizabeth or William of Orange or Marriott Scott's. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get that type of hospitality, that's a hospitality to where, I mean, that's a establishment where you should not spend your money. And that's how I feel. I've been in this culinary industry half my life. I just made 50. I'm still celebrating my birthday. It's towards the bull season. Shout out to Taurus. You know what I'm saying? But my 27 years in the culinary industry, hospitality is always king. If a person don't feel comfortable where they spend their money, they're not going to come back. And in a restaurant business, you're only as good as your clientele. You know? So when we get this app off our ground, when we get this app going, we finna be putting things out there, and we're going to need everybody. We're going to need all of you and all of your support, and we're going to need your opinion as well. You know, because it's not just one thing. This is a family thing. This is a Black American cultural thing. You know, so shout out to Chef Vader and everybody. Please contribute to this Cash App so we can get this thing going. I'm finna contribute right now, and we're going to keep this thing going. So, hey, I dropped my mic there. Once again, shout out to you, Vader, my brother. Putting actions to words, doing what a man's supposed to do.
Hey,
So
Chef.
they don't use their mouth, they use their hands.
Brother Dr.
And thank you, Brother Twister. I mean, he's always on it. Look, my joke, I mean, you know what? Brother Vader's going to make certain that we all get treated like we're white. So all of you that have wanted an integration experience, you don't have to go to jail or do a freedom ride. You can drop this dude some cash. You can send him something so he can get one of those expensive drinks in one of those Zionist-owned coffee shops. You know, just hope they don't put nothing in there. You can't let them know what you're doing. You better let them know. You better tell them that that's an interracial dating site you're putting together. That way, you know, they'll give you an extra shot of almond. But if you come in and say, you know, well, this is the Louis Farrakhan Selective Shopper Guide, man, you'll come and your house will be knocked down. So don't do anything militant, but help him out. But yes, can you imagine? And we do get shadow banned. In fact, what this man's doing is giving us freedom of speech. That's the thing he hasn't mentioned. Freedom of expression, freedom of association. In a sense, online, we're enslaved. That they can tell me I can't talk to even people I already know that want to talk to me. You violated community standards. Well, my community loves me. They don't allow community love to take place. Basically, social media is a bigger cock blocker than Jesus of the evangelicals. Now, I'm going to have to go and do Bible study. But I want people to know, first and foremost, support Pat Talk, support Chef C, Brother Twizzle. You see this thing I put up, Chef C, you know Brother Vader can come back and I can introduce him to other people that are interested in economic nationalism and other things. And, you know, Chef, I will at least try to help someone. I can think of places, I know folks who can advertise. As soon as I get some, get my account card, I'm going to make a donation on behalf of Salt Ministry, because as churches, you know, I always talk about no good Black preachers. Everybody know I can't stand them. You know, folk are lucky I'm not a Muslim. I would have probably been a suicide bomber in one of these mega churches, because these people won't do anything right. And it's not God, it's not the Bible, it's the fake ass niggas that head these places, which pisses me off. But when you see someone doing what's right, you have to help them. If you don't help him, you're part of the problem. I want Brother Vader to meet another techie friend of mine who has been through, I know a couple. And on top of that, there are other things. There are contracts and such. Do not despair. Network, and there are people out here that will help. And I would just say to you from the scriptures, some people went up to followers of the black revolutionary named Jesus Christ, and someone asked, this person was crippled, begging, and they were telling them, silver and gold I have none, but what I have I'll give you. And they told the man the spirit that they had of God on them is to tell him he's going to walk. We may not have silver and gold, but you can tell everybody about this damn app. You can share this video. You can support Chef C. You can look it up. Um, you can't send them Snap, but you know how people do swaps for Pampers and cigarettes? You can get a few bucks. Oh, yes, you can. And we all need to do our little bit. If we all pulled it together, it's the same way some of us have had tens of thousands of views. If we had a buck or 50 or 20 or 10 cents for every view, the whole production would be very different. We know people who aren't even talking nothing. By now would have had $1,000 put on their program. We're not jealous. We're just saying that part of what I'm going to talk about on the Reparations Day is that reparations starts with us repairing one another. Okay. When an army, before an army fights another army, they have to train. And in a sense, training is a type of preparation. It's a repair or a preparation for people to go into conflict. Part of repairing each other is ending the sanctions that we have on one another. We were complaining about the sanctions against Black fathers in the home. We have sanctions where we don't support people that are creative or people that are thinking. We got Black tech people who are the biggest white supremacists out here. They see all the stuff. They see the white folks with the lynch ropes and they hide all that stuff. And none of them uses their ability to do anything to change for the most part. This person did. I'm going to give you guys a story. There was one carpet munching Black pork chop feminist stud that worked at MTV back in the early 80s. It was one Black woman that munched carpet, one stud who had a position, and what she did was made certain that nobody Black's videos got played on MTV. She hated Black men so much, every Black just know to everybody. It's a Black woman, a stud, and Black gays have kept this a secret. Oh, yes, I'm going to tell the truth. And it's a stud, which meant Michael Jackson, one of the biggest sellers in the world, couldn't get video on MTV. And you have white groups that maybe moved 100,000 units on MTV, maximum rotation. And some of the biggest sellers of all time, Steve, can't even be seen. And it's a Black woman that hate Black men that like munching, maybe white cooch, probably not even Black. Blocking. That's how a lot of Black folks in this technical and media, they get in and then they inflict pain on everyone Black. That's what makes this guy, brother, so precious, that he could be an asshole too. He could be making an app to find out how to identify Black people that are activists so they can be hunted down. And he'd probably get a pretty penny.
It's a fact.
He could. And there are people Black that do that. We need to understand that there have been Black folks throughout history who have worked to destroy others for the pay. When we see someone that refuses to sell out, we should help him. And part of reparations is what we will do for one another. If that brother had $100 tonight, he'd probably cry because he never imagined he'd get the support. A lot of us have no idea of what it's like to venture out on behalf of your own people and find out how lonely it is. How it's like a lot of Black people, I'm telling you, we are basically, we live a life of verbal diarrhea. We talk a lot of crap about everything, but when it comes down to sacrificing, we give our money to people who hate us, to the trashy, degenerate, filthy, sodomite, whorish entertainers or athletes. It's everybody but the people who are good for us. You get a Black minister, he's no damn good. probably would like molest your child if you could turn your back on them, or would screw your dog or your husband. Those are the guys with the Bentleys. Anyone that does what's right in our community is underinvested. Anyone that does what's wrong gets our investment. This is why we have a moral problem. We got a God problem. And we got to get over that real fast. And I can assure you, because I spent a lot of time because of my parents being around white supremacists and my friends. When a white person was fighting for white people's rights, all he had to do is look like he's going to fight for white. They started writing checks at the thought that someone's fighting for white rights. Just even the mention that they're going to do something for white people, they would help. We're just the opposite. We'll sit back and stand away and wait for that person to fail. And then when they've been starved of all the resources, which guarantees that they would fail, call them a failure and not say, hey, wait a minute, you helped them fail. We have to stop investing in failure and begin to invest in success. Black Wall Street, Greensboro, North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina, U Street, DC, Sugar Hill, Harlem. The mindset and the attitude of people is very different, which was to invest and to work with those that were like you. We have the greater capacity today to liberate ourselves, but we have the greatest lack of will to be free now than ever in 500 years. That has to be turned around. And it's left to us. Your enemies will never want to see you as anything other than a subhuman spear chucker. And they shouldn't. That's their job, to hate you. When is it going to be our job to love ourselves, to love God? And I didn't say hate anybody, but don't let anyone screw you. And why is your money in a person's pocket that hates your guts other than you put it there?
Come on.
Let me get up out of here. The Lord bless and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. Y'all know how to bless me. I'm Dr. Randy Short. Cash App is Dr. Randy Short. I appreciate all the support. I also want to say to you, we will be, and I'm so glad I want to give a special love out to all the Wazi sisters, in particular, my Wazi healer, Sister Valerie. If you see, I'm energized and I'm not tired. A sister diagnosed me as having anemia, gave me a regimen. I haven't felt this good in 3.5 years. That's why I love Black women. The good Black women, there's no replacement for them. The good Black women are golden. They are platinum. So, and Dr. King would say, when you hear complaints, it's because of great love, not great hate. It's frustration, not hatred. It is it's like God. We went from Dorothy Dandridge to Glorilla and Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, if you don't think that that's painful for me as a man that remembers Lola Falana, and I'm looking at this other stuff, I said, God help me. What happened? I can tell you, when I was a little boy, I looked forward to being a Black man because a Black woman was so phenomenal. Now, as a middle-aged Black man, I'm like, damn. I feel sorry for young boys coming up now because they've never seen anything but this garbage. And, if everybody's confused and pronouns and stuff, but it's within our hands to change it. And this Brother Vader, is just proof. Brother Twizzle is proof. Lone Wolf is proof. We have everything we need, and we don't need everyone. So my motto is find a few that will do. A few of us are capable of changing the world. It's a few white folks that started stealing all the land from the Indians and look at how it worked out for them. A few of us can decide that we don't want to be niggas forever, or at least we want, I came up, can I tell you this thing? And I'm going to shut up, Chef. They have an old Negro spiritual that goes like this: oh, freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave. And I'm going to change it to, I can't be your slave because I'm here to get paid. Don't y'all like that?
Nice dancing, Dr. Short.
Okay.
Nice dancing. You still got the rhythm, young man. Look
Okay.
Yeah, your voice, brother.
I can't be your slave because I'm here to get paid. Can't be your slave because I'm going to get paid. Has to be how we think. Much love to all of you. Oh, Quiet Scales and everybody. And you know, my email is wrandyshort@gmail.com. If you wish to engage me, it's best to write me via email. I do talk to people. Can't do it through this format until we get more money. We're going to start fundraising through GoFundMe. Chef C and I, we're going to improve this. Right now, I'm just doing it with phones. We're going to change it. We're going to start fundraising so we can do what the other platforms do, the superficial ones with all the glowing shit that don't talk about nothing. But we need your help. So you need to send Chef C, Brother Twizzle, but again, Brother Vader, VADERBASS. And you should remember because ass is at the end of it. So Vader B ass. See, you can remember that because ass is at the end of it. So all you black men that like ass, put Vader B ass, $, send him something. Send him anything, okay? And come on, he's got to be cool to make an app for black people and even put the word ass in it so y'all can know he was cool. Okay, let me let y'all go. I'll talk to y'all.
Salute, brother Dr. Short. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, bye-bye.
All right. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, that was our honorable host, brother Dr. Randy Short.
Well,
Shout out to
I got
Dr. Randy Short.